So, in response to a question I gave a couple days ago, I asked, "What do you want from me?" Answer, accept me for me. Simple answer, right? It's the crossover. It's been a while.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Still pending for the law to me. I am doing a bit more digging. It's taken a while. Been working a lot. But I asked a question of someone, and if you can judge just by the nature of the answer, it was my wife. She was a woman. That is a typical female answer to a type of question like that. Always vague, always like water. You can pretty much make it into whatever you want to, like love. But I was asking that question just to gauge where everything was. This is kind of like a bit of a it's like a digital blog for me in a way, like a journal. In addition to me kind of jotting down notes, thoughts, etc. That's what this channel is. Again, the main goal, however, has remained the same: finding practical solutions for the real world, finding truth. So when I asked that question, I was gauging where her mind was at the time. We had went through all those issues I had talked about prior. And from time to time, it's good to test somebody to see where they're at to kind of, you know, gauge where the situation is. And that response, it was typical. I mean, let's just be real, it was a typical female response. Of course, you can never really get a direct answer. You always got to do a little digging. It's always got to be a series of questions to get a direct answer from a woman. That's just how it is. They're very good at yeah, I will say that, like when it comes to throwing out the highest, price out there, like shout out to JB. Yeah, she's always going to start with the ceiling, and best case scenario, she's not going to give you a direct answer because she wants you to put out as much as you're willing to give. It's like asking somebody, "Hey, how much money should I give you?" I mean, they don't know how much money you have to give. So instead of giving you a direct number like, $1 million, maybe they should give you an answer more like, you should give me as much as you love me. Something like something like that. Because I don't know, you might have more than $1 million. If she says $1 million and you turns out you're a billionaire, I mean, she could have, she could have got more. So it's best to not give in that scenario. It's best to not give a direct answer. I get it. Okay. But I asked that question, what do you want from me? And she didn't give a direct answer. Of course, I could see her mind was spinning that question around in her head. I could see that she was already trying to avoid giving a direct answer as to something I could simply do. If she would have said, "Oh, I just want you to do the dishes a little more. I want you to do this. I want you to do that," I would have done it because she had been on good behavior, and I would have done it. It would have been simple. It would have been easy. But then again, like I said before, she's wondering, well, I don't know. Maybe if I say that and he does it, I sell myself short. Maybe he was willing to do more. So this answer, accept me for me. It was a good answer. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean I didn't do any extra additional digging. All I gave an answer to that because I understood what she was trying to say. And essentially what you have to understand is Answers like that, just be honest, people. Understand what they're trying to say, understand what's being said to you, and if you need to, go ahead and do that line of questioning to get to a direct answer. Because here's what she was trying to say. Whatever happens, accept me for me. Meaning, if she continues down that path of what she was doing before, I should stay around and tolerate it more. If she wants to act up to get more out of, you see what I'm saying? That's where the answer is leading. So pretty much, it's putting me in a bind to accept whatever she throws at me, whatever it might be. Now, of course, she'll say accept me for me because that's a good generic answer. Um, but in reality, you have to understand that there's some people, I talk about the unforced errors. I talked about naivety. Um, and some things you just gotta let go. So what she didn't know was I have a very good understanding as to what she was trying to achieve, and at the same time, I have a good understanding of dealing with people in life in general. And I know that some people in my life, some people in your life are dangerous. I think there's a type of person they talk about in the 48 Laws of Power, um, a person that sticks around an infector or infester, and they kind of it's similar to like a leech or a parasite. And they stick around you to get as much out of you as they can, and they infest your life and everything you do. Um, don't quote me on that, but there is a chapter in there where they specifically talk about this type of person, the infester or infector or whatever, and they're like avoid them at all cost. So just like that example, like okay, accept me for me. So what she didn't realize was okay, you do realize okay, if you turn out to be an infester, I gotta accept you for what you are, but accepting you doesn't mean that I gotta keep you around. Accepting you just means simply to acknowledge that's what you are, and now here's the line of actions I must take because that's what you are. So her the initial goal, of course, of that answer was to get me to stay around, to get me to stay and keep her. But what she didn't realize was actually, there's a way. You don't just keep people around you for no reason. There's a purpose. And sometimes things must come to an end. Everybody can't go. you know, it's funny because, hip hop and rap people, always rag on it. Yes, there's a bunch of buffoonery and whatnot because, mainstream, i.e., white people. Let's just be real. A lot of these crap rappers, it's a bunch of white people at the shows. Let's just be real. A lot of them are white people, which lets you know that that's not true rap. That's not true hip hop. A lot of the artists that I've taken a liking to have been a bit more organic. Of course, like the Drakes. Of course, he is going more so for the profit, which you should if it's a business. Let's just be real, it is a business. So he is definitely maximizing his profitability. I can't rag him for that. But I can also tell that there are some. All his music is not for me and my type, but there are those songs here and there where I'm like, okay, this is the real him. You know, I tend to lean towards J. Cole. I've been liking Lil Baby, not Da Baby, Lil Baby. He seems to be real genuine in his music. Of course, there's a little bit of that raunchiness because they are from the hood. That's part of the life. But a lot of the teachings that they say in their songs, and all of them have said this in one way, form, or another. When you get to the top, you gotta let some people go. They just can't come with you. They just aren't made for that. So, in light of that, I saw what she was trying to do. I understood the answer she was trying to give because, like I said, she sat there, and I could tell like it was running through her mind. She's like, "Oh, I need to give a good answer I need to give the answer of answers that'll benefit me." And I could see exactly what she was doing. And when she finally said that, I mean, I kind of did laugh a little bit because I was like, "Oh, wow, that's a good answer because it completely benefits you." But At the same time, my reply to that. So, initial question, what do you want from me? Answer, accept me for me. My answer to that answer, I might not be able to do that. It depends. Why did I give that answer? Even though I know that I can't accept I accept people for who they are all the time, every day. I gave that answer because I understood what she was trying to mean. When she was saying accept me for me, she wasn't saying, what I was saying earlier. She was trying to say, whatever I am or whatever I become, you should accept me for it and stay with me. I was replying to the question or to the answer that she was really trying to give. And I was pretty much letting her know it depends. Because if you turn out to be one of those individuals that I'm not supposed to or cannot stay around or keep around me, I will do what I have to do and cut you loose. Not to be mean, not to be demonic. That's just what it is. I'll do what I have to do when the time comes. And I'm learning to be a lot more fluid. Yes, I can give direct answers most of the time, but at the same time, you know, you have to react to life. You have to be able to react to whatever happens. So, from now on, I've learned that although yes, you can give direct answers to things, when it comes to individuals that like to switch up and change and do things like that, you have to realize when they try to get you in a bind like that to give a type of answer like that where you're like, oh, but you told me you'd accept me for me. And you have to realize, okay, I accepted you for you and I have to cut you loose because you turned out to be that type of person. So you have to be fluid. You have to be able to change on a whim sometimes, to be honest. Understand what people are really trying to say, understand the nature of people. And again, coming up, I still have to do that rewind. I will be doing a rewind on the Lie to Me. It's coming. Doing a lot of research and stuff. Trying to get it done. I know I've been quiet lately. I've been working like 12, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. It's Christmas time. It's been crazy. I ain't gonna lie, it's been crazy. But I've been out here just working on the toolbox. I've been getting everything together, trying to perfect. I really do want to make it worth it with that Lie to Me, with that rewind. So we will see how that turns out. I'm holding myself to it. But thank you for watching. This is pre-recorded, of course. More than likely when this airs, I'll be on the road. But as always, don't just watch. We're all about action over here. So get to it.
Don't let me down, man. If you let me down, I don't know what I'd do.
All right, folks. Till next time.
お前はもう死んでいる。